Welcome back, fellow horror geeks, to 100 Days of Horror, presented by cityofgeek.com, which look at 100 horror films you haven't seen the days leading up to Halloween. Then we post our results down below, so you can check that out over there. Today we're looking at number 88, Ju-on The Grudge, Part 1. We're also looking at, technically be 107, The Grudge 2, both these being the Japanese originals for this, written and directed by Takashi Shimizu, the mastermind of the series, as I mentioned on the previous Grudges. We talked about The Curse and The Curse 2 earlier on in 100 Days of Horror. And I'm watching all these and the rating films for the upcoming version of The Grudge, which had a new trailer come out recently. I haven't watched it, and somehow apparently this one brings in both the Japanese and American versions, so I'm glad I'm watching them both. But I just want to kind of get that whole feeling, and at some point the series is merged, which is why I'm watching both, even though this version probably doesn't have anything to do with The Ring. Now we're moving from a series of television movies to theatrical features. There is an upgrade of the way it looks and the quality of the filming, and everything just looks a lot better. In some ways it's kind of a detriment almost, because it almost feels like a more, it feels faker, I guess. Maybe the TV ones I thought actually kind of felt like home video in a way, even though they're obviously filmed and not found footage in any way. Moving that there lost a little bit of the grain, maybe because I was used to watching those ones in the previous shorts. That was just a change as we moved over. I thought I had watched these before, but apparently I was wrong, because when I started to watch, it's like, this doesn't seem familiar at all, besides the American version with Sarah Michelle Gellar, which I have seen, and I've watched 400 Days of Horror between the two of these. And I watched between the two of these, but that's not going to factor in because I have seen this before. That'll come up in the ultimate series look review for the whole series. But right now we're just looking at these two Japanese ones, and I do enjoy them. I like them a lot more than the American versions. I'm still kind of not a big fan of the anything can happen nature of The Curse and The Grudge, in which just looking at this house wrong will cause you to be cursed and haunted, without any real set of rules and way to defeat these demons, defeat these ghosts. And that kind of throws me off a little bit, because I have less stakes in there and less tension of, the tension is how someone's going to die rather than if you can stop it from happening. Because I understand that's part of the scares and it's part of the way that works, and it's more Japanese culture compared to American movies in this case. But that's just me as a watcher. It's hard for me to connect if I know that's often where everyone's going to go. The Grudge 1 does what the two previous editions did, in which they have 6 short stories that interact and connect in different ways. This one's a little more straightforward. These don't really go as far back and as far forward, jumping around as much as the Curse movies and movies ways. We start with Riko and what's going on with her when she arrives at the house that Sarah Michelle Gellar redoes in her version. And then it goes back like a day, and then goes a little forward, and then maybe back, and then jumps 4 years. So it's all around this period, and then jumping into the future instead of like over here, then over here, then over here, with the years between. Besides that 4-year gap. And it was very intriguing watching as this unfolded and figuring out where everything's at. I like there's a lot more design to make these all connect more than they did in the Curse movies. A little more work done to make it into a jigsaw puzzle of a story. For the last time, it was kind of popped in. It's like, I think that person was in the last one, I'm not sure. This one feels way more cohesive. On cohesiveness, as we move into The Grudge 2, in which does also pop around different looks in time with different vignettes, but they're all related around the same incident, which gave it more of a solid through line, in which we have a ghost hunting show that goes into the house and what happens to them right before and what after, and how it affects them as they're from visiting. So we do have the same characters really popping in different times and kind of seeing what happens to them. Spoiler alert, they die. It's Grudge, that's what happens. So I thought it was a little bit weaker of an entry, even though I did like having more of a cohesive story and cohesive set of characters. But also it seems like we've kind of played out where the story can go. The stairs are in the same way. The things play out in the same way as they've done previously. So it seems like it's kind of starting to run out of steam a little bit. And that's also something I haven't liked in the series, is it's the same aspect again and again and again in different ways. But they definitely were enjoyable, better than the American versions. I've seen The Grudge and The Grudge 2 for the American, and I'll watch Grudge 2 here again soon. Haven't seen Grudge 3, so that'll be a new one when it's new to me. But if you're turned off by the American Grudge and you're interested to see how Ju-on and Ju-on 2 work, check them out, because they're infinitely better than the American version. So check it out. It's might be streaming. I get it from disc and from Netflix, so I'm not sure where it's there. I'm sure it's out there. You can find it. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for speaking geek with us on The Grudge, and we'll see you next time.